All right, welcome back from that very, very lengthy musical break. It is still what it is. Sunday showers right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. First and first, we are definitely still taking testimonies. We're still taking calls. If you have something you're grateful to God for, something He has blessed you with, I definitely would like to hear from you. So, remember I told you that I have something to say. There is something that caught my attention and I felt, to share it here. So, I stumbled on a very, very sad story. Now, this particular story I might have even read in the news. Or, no, I don't think I have. But I've not heard about this until today. Okay? And I had to do a little bit of research before I came on here to talk about it. So this particular thing I'm about to share with you has brought tears to my heart and even to my eyes. Yeah, I've been quite emotional after going through it. So I stumbled on a post, a very, very interesting post about, the Coptic, the wives of, what's it called now? The wives of the 21 Coptic martyrs of Libya. And when I saw the post, I was intrigued. So this particular post was about the wives of, the 21 martyrs of Libya. Yeah. So I had to just go and just, watch the video, and I saw women talking about how, they are very, very proud Christians. Nothing's going to take away their faith. And I got more interested, and I said, okay, let me just, do a little bit of research. And then I discovered something that you might not know of, or some of you might actually have an idea of, but I'm just going to refresh your memory. So when we talk about the 21 Coptic martyrs of Libya, we're talking about a group of simple laborers, people who were literally poor, mostly in their 20s, right? Who traveled to Libya to support their families back in Egypt. So in 2015, they were captured and they were brutally martyred. They were killed, basically, by ISIS, the group called ISIS, for refusing to renounce their Christian faith. Now, their ultimate sacrifice led Pope Francis to literally include them in the Roman Catholic martyrology. So, but that's not where everything lays, actually. First thing first, I had to now go through the YouTube video about, their wives talking about the death of their husbands. Some of them left, wives and children at home to just go to Libya, look for better things that they could do, and then bring it back home so that their family can have something to eat. However, they were faced with that thing. I'm talking about very poor, simple men who, no matter how much pressure that they had to go through, they literally stood their ground not to renounce their faith. They decided not to. They decided not to do nothing about that. We talked about, I even got to find out that there was a particular man who literally would sing hymns just so that they could encourage them. And there was a video of them being martyred. There was a video of them being killed that was actually posted online. However, like I was saying, it was not just the whole event. I'm being moved by how strong their faith was. But the thing that caught my fancy was, the wives of these men. Their wives, their family members who were happy that they did not renounce their faith no matter what. I was listening to one of the wives of the men saying that she kept on praying that her husband will not renounce his faith. Like, that was what the prayer was. It's not even about him being released or whatever, that he would not renounce his Christian faith, because she believes in Jesus, they believe in Jesus. Like, there were times where they could fast for days and all of that, and her husband was a good man. So every prayer she was praying was, let him not renounce his faith. And then when he was being martyred, that she literally slept the night or the day that happened, when he was killed, that was the day that she was able to sleep. Like, she stayed up all night, all morning, praying that her husband will not renounce his faith. And then when the death happened, when they killed him, that was when she was able to sleep. So another woman, another wife, who literally mentioned how her children usually go home in tears or go to bed in tears, wondering why them, why her father, why their father, and all of that. See, I cried just watching this particular video, and I would recommend, right? Now, of course, there is actually a sculpture in Egypt, where they're from, of this amazing men, this 21 martyrs. But it is sort of deep to note that there are lots of people who are going through so much just so that their faith in God can stand. They're willing to fight through whatever. I'm not even just talking about those in northern parts of the country, Nigeria, but people entirely living in the world will have to fight just so that they could profess their love for Jesus, their love for God. And it is so heartbreaking to see, but in this particular story of the 21 martyrs, the most inspiring thing is how anger is not in the heart of their loved ones. There is no pain whatsoever. It is how they're very, very thankful to them. I'm not talking about anything. They're thankful to the ISIS group for doing whatever they did. They said thank you, because obviously these persons that you killed will definitely have the eternal life, and you can't take that away from them. And that's the confidence that they have. There's how they do not have any hate. I mean, imagine having someone you care about, a loved one, maybe a brother or even a father or whatever, die in that sort of way because they don't want to renounce their faith. Of course, you're going to be filled with so much anger, but the forgiveness and the hope that these women have in their husbands and in their brothers is, I think that's the most emotional part of that video. So I would want to recommend for you to watch it at whatever time you feel like there is no hope, that you feel like you're tilting and you don't know where you're going to. I think a constant reminder of the persons who are willing to fight and stand for their faith in God no matter what. In face of death, they're willing to fight and contend just so that they could inspire those people back home. Obviously, that's like an inspiration, a motivation that will not just go, that will not just go like that. It's definitely is going to be, it's going to be sampled into the minds and the brains of every single person in Egypt, which is actually the situation at the moment. So I cried, basically. I cried really, really well, and that is such a deep one for me. So, however, go actually watch the video. There's a full documentary on YouTube. You could just go watch the story of the 21 Coptic Martyrs of Libya. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. So I listened to a short podcast. I was not able to finish the podcast, but that podcast also made me cry. And okay, I don't want to get emotional, but just go and watch it. However, I'm just trying to say, no matter what is going to be thrown our way, we're going to stand with God, and that's on period. No matter what, we're going to find in our pursuit of God. We're not going to let go of the love that He has for us so quickly, because it's such an overwhelming love, and we're not going to let economic situation make us wonder if God is still there for us. We're not going to allow, all of these things, no matter how deep it is for us right now. We're not going to let it make us question, God and His authenticity. Okay, that is just what I have to share. Now we'll go back to the music. Of course, when we come back, it will be our moment of this or that. No, it's be our moment of chit chat. Yes. So the chit chat, in case you're listening for the first time, is just a little bit of encouraging words and motivation that we get to throw in out there. However, I would like to know from you: have you heard of this story, the 21 Coptic martyrs of Libya? Have you heard about it? Did you know about it? It happened in 2015. They were literally martyred in 2015, right? So it's like few years already now. But have you heard about the story, or are you just hearing it for the first time? I would like to know your take. So you can call me on the number 090-922-29922 or 091-226-77989. And if you're hearing it for the first time, I would like to know what did you understand by it? What did you take away from the story? And if you've heard about it a long time ago, what sort of hope did that bring to you? What sort of lesson did you actually get from the story when you first heard it? Did you get it? 090-922-29922 or 091-226-77989. Send me a WhatsApp message to the number 0806 999 999 0806 999 2999. Have you heard about the story of the 21 martyrs of Libya? If your answer is yes, let me know. If you're hearing it for the first time, also let me know. I am hearing it for the first time. Actually, I'm actually watching everything, the video, the what's it called, the podcast. I'm listening to this particular news for the very, very first time, and it broke my heart. So let me know what your reaction was when you heard about it as well. Back to the music. This right here is Great Man Take. I don't know why Great Man Take did not perform at this year's experience, but hopefully next year he's gonna perform. This song is titled Correct because he always knows how to come correct. Let's go.